This video is going to affect the most change in your financial situation to date. Out of all the videos I created, this style of money making that I'm about to reveal to you will give you the skills to make the most out of the least. Which begs the question, why didn't you start that way from the beginning? It would have been irresponsible of me to hand over the keys, put you directly in the fast lane from the jump. I didn't want you to crash and burn before you began. This is the video that's going to affect the most change in your life. The mission is the same, making money with just your phone and two thumbs. No different. I've interwoven a narrative, a life lesson that you should all pay attention to via an interview with someone who does not do interviews, but was willing to share their story with me and you. When you leave this video, you will leave with a renewed confidence in your ability to make money outside of having a boss to answer to, outside of a 9-to-5. I had a mind to only release this video private with a private link on the Eon platform because I trust the way they're going about teaching it, because they care. They have a heart for it. The hearts and minds of those on that platform I find most analogous to mine. It's free, number one, so there's that philanthropic thread in it. They go in depth. It's not surface level, and it's not a dictatorship. You can raise your hand and question methods. It is one of the few true think tanks where everyone's mind is focused on achieving the best outcome for all. It's utopian in that way. But then I thought that would be irresponsible because they can only admit so many students. They can't admit everyone. And there are people on this channel just as deserving of the opportunity to leave with this skill set, because financially things are about to change for you. After you leave this video, you're going to be set free. The fear of losing your job won't carry the same weight. That's why it's dangerous. And that's why you should watch this video from beginning to end and listen and pay attention to the story that I've accompanied with this lesson. Because it's important. Buy and hold is still king. So just because I'm revealing to you a new mode, a new way of making money, it doesn't mean that you should forget or forgo the lessons of old. All of those precepts that I introduced in the beginning are just as valid, and they need to be your foundation moving forward. There is a reason that I've been foreshadowing it and never expounding upon it. Because if I began with this, there's no way that you would have maintained a patient ear for the Forex lessons. They need to go in tandem. Think of Forex like a long-term investment strategy to secure wealth, and think of stock options, dare I say it, like a get-rich-quick scheme, like a get-rich-quick secret. Pause. Think about that.
About 6 years old. I remember being a young kid standing next to the stretcher outside the hospital, and they said, if you don't have 500 dinars, we cannot treat him. And he's laying in the stretcher almost dying.
Fleeing the country from war.
Yeah.
You can only take what you can carry, I'm assuming.
100%, yeah.
Dang, so you leave all your belongings. You have a home?
Home, everything, yeah. We had a business, home, and all that. My dad had hotels in Iraq. The only way to protect us is to hide away because they were shooting missiles or whatever. You can feel it sometimes. It's close enough. It's like a shockwave, you know. Sometimes we would have to open the windows so they don't shatter. We would get warnings to open all the windows in the house so the pressure doesn't shatter the windows. But it's just
Who warns you?
The news, or they'll drive around with speakers on the cars and tell people. Yeah.
You escaped out of Iraq how? What?
Right after the
They
war.
locked shit down, right?
Yes. When the borders opened up, it was me and my 3 sisters. The intention was for us to come to America, but the process took so long that one of them turned, 18, and then she couldn't be a part of the visa no more. My father passed a year after I came to America, and that's why, to me, it was like he accomplished his mission. He brought his children that he wanted to bring here.
How's your English at this time?
No English at all. Zero English.
Zero English?
Zero English.
No English?
Probably yes, no.
Dang.
Yeah, just that's about it. Didn't really, when you don't get education and you're just playing in the streets all day long, you don't get to worry about what a month is, what a week is, what a day is, how many days in a week, so I didn't know any of that when I came to America. I just knew today's today, and that's all it is. It was new to me because you got to keep in mind, never went to school for 13 years of my life, didn't have no education, no schooling. So I would speak to people.
Newborn baby.
To me, I was born in 1997. Like that's what it felt like. It was January 20th of 1997.
All right, first day here. You get off the boat, respectfully.
Yeah.
You get off the boat, and was it a boat?
No, it was a plane.
Oh. So you get off the plane, and then, damn, what's that like?
New. Not what I expected of America. I landed at nighttime, so couldn't see much.
Where'd you land?
So from watching movies, growing up, you see America with the, beautiful background, snowy mountains, and, the greenery and the nice clean streets. The picture they paint of America is like you could eat food off the street from how clean the streets are. So you have that vision in your head growing up. It's like, I want to go to America. Yeah. So coming here and then all of a sudden being, people having expectations of you right away. You have a principal now, you have a teacher, you have people telling you if you don't do this, you'll get in trouble, and you don't know who to believe. Picked up English within about a year and a half, but I was too shy to speak it. Yeah.
Your dad was that guy.
Him and my mother stayed together till the day he passed, and then my mother continued being faithful to him till the day she passed. And that was almost 25 years of her not remarrying or even considering being with another man. And he did not rest until he accomplished his goal, and his goal was to get us to a safe place to have a better life. But again, you got to keep in mind, he survived 6 heart attacks.
What?
Yes. Yeah. He was definitely. I don't know how to answer that question. Didn't really get to know him much. He was so busy.
Busy Abdulaziz, former asylum seeker from Iraq, United States refugee, serial entrepreneur, Forex king, stock options guru, inherited his father's busy work ethic with a sprinkle of American flair. Heavy on the sprinkles.
I love sprinkles.
This part of his story is important because we can all claim victimhood from some kind of trauma. So we could all justify not being as far along in your journey as you should be. In his mind, being a victim is a choice, a luxury he simply can't afford. Think about this. No school for the first 13 years of his life. All the formative years of a child's education, non-existent. The boy spoke no English. What's the name of that video? Stay Rich. So if you've seen the very first video and you've seen Stay Rich, you've watched me foreshadow this style of trading and never elaborate on it. And to be honest, I'm quite shocked that in 6 months, in all the comments, and there are hundreds of comments, no one's ever asked, hey, can you show us or can you tell us more about this part right here? Brand P/L means profit or loss. I'm in the green, so I'm on the profit side. What you're seeing is 25K in one day. Not even a whole day, not even 24 hours, not even 8 hours.
He's not kidding.
In a couple hours.
No, he's not kidding.
Can you tell us more about that? All right, don't worry about understanding this all the way through. The main point is you can make money with stock options way faster than you can make money with stocks at a fraction of the costs. Pay attention.
Introducing Mama's Options Alerts.
You might be asking yourself, why options alerts and not stock alerts? Options alerts allow you to profit from the stock market at a fraction of the cost. For example, Apple stock is currently trading at $194 a share. To own one share will cost you $194. If that one share moves up 6 points that day, that same share is now worth $200, which is a profit of $6. To recap, an investment of $194 earns you a $6 profit. But if you purchase one Apple stock options contract instead of a regular Apple stock share, the cost would be less than one share, $129. And the profit for the same exact 6-point move that day
means instead of making a $6 profit, you are making a $600 profit. That's an example of the power of Mama's Options Alerts.
So look, if you buy one share of a stock, you profit from one share. But if you buy one stock option, you profit from 100 shares. Because one stock option is worth 100 shares. If you wanted to achieve the same profit margin in the regular stock market, you would have to spend $19,400 instead of $129. But Chris, I don't even have $129. I got about $8 in my pocket. Okay, I'm going to show you how to profit from the options market, meaning you're going to buy one options contract that's worth 100 shares for less than $8.
This is exciting! This is exciting!
First thing first, you need to open up a Schwab account. Without a brokerage account, you don't have access to stock options, so you need one. It's free to start. After you get that going, log in. They may send a code via text or email to verify your account. The security code is 6 digits long. Just enter that. We're in. Okay, click on menu, scroll down to move money, transfer and payments, and they're going to give you a bunch of different options to load money. The fastest way is a wire transfer. It goes in the same day, oftentimes within the hour. Now hit up the Google Play Store or the App Store and grab these two apps, Thinkorswim and Schwab Mobile. So let's open up this Thinkorswim app. This part of the video is not the tutorial. I'm just going to show you that you can buy an options contract that will let you profit from 100 shares of that stock for less than $8.
I think I'm in love.
The big worry, the stock peaked, come back down, really bad chart. Well, this morning...
Yeah, me too. I mean, this is not a bother for me. I actually enjoy making videos for you. So type in GOPRO. That's GoPro, like the camera. It's kind of therapeutic because I have to break these lessons down to bare bones because we're all coming in at different levels, you know? And these old lessons bring back memories. I remember learning this thinking, this is going to change my life. And I was right. As I'm breaking them down, I just like, wow, I remember this. I remember that. Crazy. Okay, you didn't miss a thing. We're at the screen we needed to get to, so I can show you how cheap. This is GoPro, okay? The GoPro, the camera company, right? Look how cheap it is to tie up 100 shares. Remember, one options contract is equivalent to 100 shares. So after this, I don't want to hear nobody tell me they ain't got enough money to do this. You can't, come on. No functioning adult can tell me they ain't got enough money to do this, especially if you eat fast food. If you eat fast food, you mean to tell me you can afford an express ticket to the grave, but you can't afford a ticket to freedom?
It makes no sense, but whatever.
If you get this down, man, power. Now let's address the other elephant in the room. Don't you have to go to school for finance to really make money doing this? My background and where I came from is already in another video right here at this part in Stay Rich. For those of you who've seen it, who'd have thought, right? So no, you don't need a degree in math or finance. But this guy.
I didn't really go to school. I would try to skip as many days as I can.
Wow, why are you doing that?
I'm saying being a new kid, being bullied, dealing with not knowing the language. I didn't have the social skills most kids have. And then about 16 years old is when I decided I no longer want to go to school. I went to one school. At the end of the year, I told that school that I was going to go back to the other school. So school A, I told them that I was going to go back to school B. And then I went to school B and told them that I was going to stay in school A. But I just picked up the paperwork to re-enroll in school B. And then it was just
nobody was the wiser.
Nobody was. What they were teaching me in school didn't make sense to me. I didn't care for it. This is not making me money. And I wanted to make money so I could take care of my family and take care of myself. Nobody had money in the family. I grew up in a poor family. On TV, seeing all these rappers and, music videos and stuff like that, it was a big influence. So seeing the cars and the boats.
You wanted to be a hustler.
I wanted to be that.
Kourtney Kardashian's house worth $11 million. She's perched on the edge in Calabasas.
Bizzy's day trading success put him amongst the elites in Calabasas, California, at fancy mansions and rap parties. It was everything he dreamed of. A kid who dropped out of high school and has no ties to the music business should not be here. Yet, here he was, shoulder to shoulder, with famous hip-hop elites. It didn't happen overnight. In no way, shape, or form was he an overnight success.
Do it for me. And it's just like, the family was just like, get a job, get married, have kids, and just live out your life and die. And I was like, no, this is not what I want to do. And that's when I became the outcast. And then my sister had met a gentleman that she started dating at that time, and turned my family against me in many ways, and somewhat manipulated my family to thinking that I'm a really bad person for not going to school, to the point to where I was not allowed to go to certain events. Like my sister's wedding, I wasn't really even invited. Imagine at 14 years old, 15 years old, you get told you're not welcome. Very important, and being not invited to my own sister's wedding. Yeah, I was told that, basically homeless, sleeping in the street if I continued that route. So at that age, it kind of made me step away from my family and had to go seek out attention from other places. At 17, I joined a multi-level marketing company, which probably you remember, Excel Communications. Door-to-door sales.
Door-to-door sales?
Long distance service. Door-to-door sales.
Long distance service.
Yeah.
Just long distance, not regular phone.
Not at the time that I joined.
And long distance wasn't just calls to another country. It could mean you knew somebody in another state. That's right, kiddos. Before cell phones, we had house phones. For all you newborns listening, phones used to plug into walls, and they were immovable. If you walked too far away from the wall, your phone didn't work.
Sugar Man! Door-to-door sugar. What a marvelous idea.
Mark Cuban, Sarah Blakely, George Clooney, Grant Cardone. What do all these people have in common? Every single one of them got their start going door to door, knocking on the door, ringing the doorbells, and trying to sell something to somebody. It's one of the best ways to start learning how to communicate with people, how to figure out how to sell your product, your service, or yourself to somebody you meet who's a complete stranger.
Because Stevie Wonder says seeing is believing, and I got a disease called enthusiasm, so I'm gonna cut straight to the mustard. Watch this though, don't laugh too hard because the neighbor's gonna see this black kid scrubbing your window, okay? But look, wax on, wax off like Mr. Miyagi. Remember the Karate Kid?
Why is this important? Because this man is a gladiator. Imagine what you have to endure. The gumption to bang on somebody's door and ask them if they want to buy, not phone service, long distance phone service. Door after door slammed in his face. No remorse. On the spot, you get one shot.
With people, talking to people, learning how to negotiate and how to close and how to deal with clients and how to listen and when to listen and when to talk. I don't know anybody that's left school that's learned these kind of skills, but you're still paying all these student loans and all that. I learned all that and didn't have any debt.
Where would you say your success came from?
From my mistakes. readjust, go back and try it again, and people thinking you're crazy, people telling you this is not gonna work. Friends and family kind of feel like they need to just walk away. I would hate to lose a friend or family member, but if you don't believe in what I'm trying to achieve, or don't want to at least sit down and try to understand what I'm trying to achieve and be open-minded with it, then maybe you're not supposed to be in my life, at least at this moment. Maybe I am on a different journey at this moment that you cannot be a part of. I am not going backwards. Yes, I might fall, but when I get up, I'm stronger. You can't break me. I have to keep going. It's just like, it's an order, and these things will always happen. And you will lose people, you'll gain new people, you'll learn new experiences. I'm just in it for the journey.
Success ain't gonna come without sacrifice.
No.
All right, so your trading account gets to how much you say?
At its peak, highest level, I got it up to about 500,000. When I was doing it full time, that was all I was doing. It's trading. You know, wake up ritually. It would be this, that, step one, step two. But once you see that kind of money and get that kind of freedom, if you stretch your mind to a new idea, you cannot go back. And this applies with everything. I remember one time you had a conversation about shoes costing $1,000, and I said, I would never do that. That is insane. These things go on my feet and they're gonna get dirty. Months later on, I'm buying $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 shoes, and it was like nothing. Like, here, take it. $2,000 t-shirts, and it was like nothing. But once you get to that level, you don't want to go buy a $10 t-shirt. So getting caught up in that cycle of spending a bigger tier, higher tier of spending $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 a day was a normal thing, which at one point in my life was like, I don't think I could ever do that. So once you get to that level of that kind of spending, you're doing too much. You're out, you're hanging out, you're partying, you're being distracted from cars to boats to mansions to penthouses. I went through 2020 to 2022 throwing these lavish parties almost every day, 500 to 700 people inside of that house.
For the few people who are actually listening intently, this time period he's describing was definitely the vid years. I don't want to say the word because I do want this video to help people. And if I say that word, it'll be flagged and perhaps it would never see the light of day. Busy got his advice about the virus from a scientist who owned the lab, who happened to be a virologist, who happened to be his relative. Do we take advice about a virus from a virologist in the family or an immunologist who could profit from it all?
Such as 6 feet of distance to slow the spread of the virus. Fauci surprisingly said to the committee members that guidance, quote, sort of just appeared, end quote, without scientific input. Dr. Ashish Jha, the dean of Brown University Medical School and an eventual COVID response coordinator in President Biden's White House, said that the 6 feet requirement never struck him as, quote, particularly sensical.
He's saying it particularly didn't make any sense. I haven't given my opinion about this, and I won't. So you can't tell me when to go in the house. And no government can tell me when to go in the house. The only person who could tell me when to be in the house before the street lights came on was my mom. And I moved out of the house a long time ago. There's no law that says the government is your mama or your daddy. In every society, there exist 2 classes, sheeple and shepherds. If that offends you, then we know which one you are. So, I remember everybody trying to figure out who the hell you were.
Yeah.
And what kind of voodoo you did. It
Yeah.
seemed like the police wouldn't mess with you. Nobody would F with you.
Imagine cops coming to your house, a normal home, which I've been to some parties, and they'll get shut down. Everybody was shut down. And, we handle things differently, which you understand the process.
The process is simple. It's contracts. I get contracted to do some interesting work. And people who are affluent really, really value their privacy. So when I'm signing these contracts and NDAs, non-disclosure agreements, I take my work very seriously. valid contract is law. You have an eyewitness? So your name is Miss? I'm recording. Sergeant Deborah
Clem.
And your badge number is?
It's 5769.
5769.
Sergeant with the San Diego PD Vice.
Yes, sir. And your badge number is?
6372. I'm also recording.
You guys are peace officers?
Yes, I'm a police sergeant.
Police sergeant with San Diego PD Vice Unit.
And are you operating your official capacity right now?
Yes.
And you do have an oath of office, California Constitution, Article 20, Section 3 on file in San Diego, and it's current?
Yeah.
I don't want to be a nuisance. I'm going to answer whatever questions you think you need.
Okay.
This is a private event.
Okay.
Is there a law that you're trying to enforce at this moment?
Well, there's a health order in the state of California right now. So there's no gatherings over 3 households allowed in any working area. So the reason I'm here is that last week I noticed there was an event here. And like Sergeant Brody said,
he never spoke to me.
For the record, I didn't even know that had nothing to do with us.
Yeah.
One of his officers said he spoke to you.
Where's that officer at? I would like to speak to that officer.
And that would be hearsay at this point. We need like
No, I would like to see
knowledge.
that officer.
Let me finish explaining.
Yeah, go ahead.
So off event, and so I didn't feel
Yeah, that has- I
hang on,
rented-
let me finish.
go ahead.
Let me finish. I didn't feel the need to come over. Everyone else, all the other clubs have to shut down indoors, like park. You're telling me it's a private event. Can you explain then why so many people that should be showing up?
Could I explain? Yeah. We lease the space. The space is leased.
Okay.
So whatever establishment this typically is, it's not that space. And I did ask a specific question, and I'd ask for an answer to that question, which is, what law are you enforcing? What is the law?
It's 8665 GC, which is government code, violation of the government. We do enforcement. We do enforcement.
Fair enough, and those are entertainment spaces, and that's what they do. They promote their club. This is not a club. This is a private event.
It was a one-time
But
thing.
you're aware. One of the details of the health order is that there are no gatherings of over 3 households.
You're talking about a health order.
Right.
You said that it's government.
Yeah.
USC 28, Section 3002, subsection 15, subsection A. Sounds like that's the United States, which is government, but it's defined as a corporation specifically. It says a federal corporation. So if you're here on behalf of government, which government are you here on behalf of?
GC is government code, California government code.
But which?
8665 GC government code. Okay. It's California code.
You see, I'm asking about law. So specifically, not a statute, not a code, not an ordinance, not a rule, not a regulation. Law. If you're a law enforcement, I'm asking what law are you enforcing?
8665 GC, which is government code, California government.
And for the record, are you saying that that government code that you are quoting is the law that you are enforcing at this moment, in this time?
It's an executive order. It's violent.
Because laws get passed by Congress and House of Representatives. If the law hasn't gone through the proper legislative channels, definitively it's not a law. So I'm asking on your oath, what you're quoting, is that a law that you're enforcing in now time?
Yes. 665 GC. Got her. Handle business.
And can I have your business card, please?
Oh, yeah.
This sergeant knows that what she has just admitted on camera is a criminal breach of public trust. You cannot enforce something that is not a law. But this is what happens when you run into a professional. This lady, this woman's conduct is exemplary. And when she made the mistake and was aware of it, she cleaned it up. She made sure I didn't leave the situation violated by turning it into something educational as opposed to enforcement. She's a 23-year vet who just saved the taxpayers a lot of money.
And my email. So
Thank you.
Questions later on. Like I said, right now this is just an education. We do enforcement. We do enforcement. We want to give everyone a fair chance. And do you also have a business card?
I don't.
Can I get your name?
No, pass. Thank you.
Shit like that. Shit like that.
Can I get a business card for you?
I'm not doing this to be rude. There is a police log. And if your name frequently comes up on the police log, you are assumed to be a threat. And the last thing a man who looks like me needs is the presupposition that I'm a threat. Police log every interaction with the public, first and last name.
Neither of you are going to give me a business card. I'm just asking for a business card.
I don't have a business card, miss.
Okay. All right. I understand.
My name's Chris, by the way.
Okay. And thank you so much. Thank you.
Hey, Chris.
They had to understand, could not do certain things over here. This is not your average person you're dealing with. Who is this guy? And nobody really knew what I did.
I knew. You should hear some of the crazy stories, though. When people think they know you, oh, he does this.
Oh yeah, you've told me, hey, these people think this, think that. They can think whatever they want. I know what I'm doing, and I know I'm not breaking any laws or committing any crime. But it was interesting to hear these stories of what people concocted in their head of what. It's just that it's a beauty of not knowing.
Oil money, Dubai.
Yeah.
He's a big fucking mafia guy. Why didn't you want to tell people you were day trading? I knew that it was day trading, and I was contracted not to say anything.
100%.
Right.
Yeah.
So
the power of being able to be mysterious, somebody just coming out of nowhere and doing all these things.
So you had a sign that said Bitcoin.
Bitcoin master. Yeah. It kind of sounded cooler than Forex. The boom of Bitcoin and crypto and stuff like that. It just sounded better than trading masters or something like that. And Bitcoin was very popular at that time, and it caught attention. And I'm the king of catching attention, you know. So to me, it was, you know, it worked.
But you wanted the attention because you didn't have it growing up.
You didn't have it growing up. And having something like the trading, even though I learned all these things, my biggest flaw was not knowing how to manage that money. And then the woman and the lifestyle and trying to balance all that and be able to continue trading, that was my downfall. Day trading high.
It would be irresponsible of me to teach people how to get high first.
Yeah.
Because then if I try to teach you structure after, you ain't gonna listen to me.
No, that's what happened with me. If I would have turned it the other way around, it wouldn't be such an exciting story right now to tell. You know, it would have been like, yeah, I got into trading, I became a millionaire, and here I am. It wouldn't have been the up and down, and I wouldn't be able to help somebody that's watching this right now and say, hey, you know what? Somebody has been through this. And just reading the comments on your YouTube channel, even though I'm not the one who's putting this information out, it gives me joy to read that and know that there's out there that you're helping.
YouTube land, Facebook land, wherever this video lands, I'm sorry. There are a bunch of audio issues in this video because I'm not a professional YouTuber, interviewer guy or whatever. I'm kind of just throwing these videos together, and I don't have the checks and balances on the back end to know if the audio is messed up until after the fact. And I reached out to try to get like a re-interview of certain parts, and would you believe that this man told me he was too busy?
Which you could charge $10,000-$20,000 for your courses easily, which I would pay gladly. But you're not doing that to people. You're actually doing something saying, hey, that $20,000, go put it into an account and make you some money. And you don't see that in this day and age.
So when I came to your house, you got $8,000 left in your trading account.
Having $500,000 in the account, you're able to get into bigger trades. And when that minus hits, then lost it and got it back and lost it and got it back.
First of all, can you tell how your mom reacted to a black person, quote unquote black person, coming into your house?
It was new to her. Keep in mind what they watch on TV, a thug, you know, drugs. She's like, who the hell is he? Why is he in my house? To be honest.
She was scared.
She was scared, yes. She didn't know you. She didn't know what you were there for. And then when I explained, like, hey, mom, this is a friend. This is the person that I've told you about a couple of times. She thought you were a white guy, especially the way she heard about you and the way you know what I'm saying? So to her, you were a Caucasian male, like, basically. But me, I'm not gonna be like, here's my friend and he is black. It was never that conversation. It was just like, that is my friend. And, you know, so when she saw you, and then when she saw you were a black guy, she was like, what's going on here? Who is he? Why is he here? Why are you talking to this guy? Why are you hanging out with this guy? And I had to sit her down like, mom, this is not your typical you know, not that I love black people. I've been around them for my whole life. But to her, it was what I see on TV. They're thugs, they're thieves, they rob, they kill, they do this, from what the media portrays black people to be. Mm-hmm. That's all they see on TV. So they think that's how they really are.
I don't know if this is good or bad, but I'm just going to say it anyway. He softened the blow by telling her or introducing her to a new class of individual in America. She being a foreigner, not an English speaker, never spoken English. He told her I was Blasian. It was a play on her ignorance just to make her feel more comfortable in the beginning, and it's not a lie. My Blackanese roots saved the day. My grandmother, her name is Yoshiko-san. She's from Chifu, Japan. I hope I pronounced that right. She immigrated over here as a citizen from Japan during World War II, where she married my grandfather on a vessel chartered for the United States.
And then you truly changed her perspective.
I remember the first time I saw your mom smile. Mind you, she's having this experience of a black person being in her house.
Yeah.
And my experience is this woman's terrified.
Yeah.
So
she don't like me, you know.
It took her a while to warm up.
Yeah.
But when, you know, as your trading account grew back.
Yeah. But I was very skeptical of my mama when he first introduced me to it, especially taking the losses and hearing what's going on with my mother and.
Let's pause right here for a second, because that can be confusing. When he says I was very skeptical of my mama, and then what's going on with my mother, he's talking about two completely different things. My mama is like something we'll get into a little bit later, okay? But my mother is his birth mother, the one who birthed him. The reason he came home and stopped partying was because he found out that she had a fatal battle with cancer. May she rest in peace. So I just don't want you to confuse the two. My mama and my mother are not one and the same.
Being in a position that I only have $8,000, and knowing that $8,000 is literally $8 comparing to the lifestyle I was living. You know, spending $8,000 is like, you know, maybe one outing at one night and going out to the club. $8,000 is gone. So it was like, I just have enough to go pop a couple of bottles. That's literally all I have left over. And that was a scary moment for me. The Forex method that you teach, that's going to be a lifetime thing for me, because it has proven time and time that it works. But to me, it's like, I like to get that high from the day trading, and options is always going to be my main thing. It was options, profit from option into Forex long-term investment, and compounding what I make on Forex. Don't touch nothing that's in the Forex. That's a 20, 30-year plan for future. That is going to keep me safe. If I lose anything here, most likely I'm going to recoup in the Forex. It might not happen today or tomorrow, but at the time, following the strategy, and you just cash out and you continue doing that.
What do you think about my mama?
I don't like it, but I use it. I don't like to eat salads, but I do it because I know it's healthier for me. And
you don't like my mama, but you're using it.
Oftentimes, the things that I don't like are the best for me. But one thing with my mama, a lot of people probably are missing. You have to follow exactly what is there and not stray off and do your own thing. That sometimes is frustrating, and that's why it's a love-hate relationship, because sometimes I don't want to follow what my mama says, but if you kind of want to take a bigger risk or tweak it because you've learned the market or you think you know what you're doing, you will lose.
You will hear a lot of expert traders tell you this. Stick to the strat. Very seldomly do you introduce something new to a winning strategy.
That's the thing, is I said, this is boring.
Watch the paint dry.
Like, exactly. It was just sitting there like, okay, this is not going nowhere. Like, sitting there for days. I don't want to use the small lot size that it's giving me. Let me beef it up a little bit. But now, after a year and 8 months or so that I've tested it, from the time that you told me about it, I came to understand that this is not a fun thing, but it's very, very powerful. Even with my mama, it's a love-hate relationship. Last year, I made about 100% profit off of my investment, which is unheard of. You know, if you get 5% to 7%, Most people are happy off of that. That's an amazing return.
Stocks, 7.5.
Exactly. With My Mama, it gives you structure. It gives you discipline. It teaches you how to not trade with emotions and feelings. It gives you logical training. Trading.
Like the options plays now.
Amazing. Yeah. Now
options allows you to make money stupid fast. And before the introduction of a trail stop, options allowed you to lose money fast. And the trail stop is the remedy to that problem. A trail stop allows you to get into a trade. And once you go into profit, it guarantees you're leaving with profit. And the next time you look at your account, you have more money. When the trade goes into profit, then suddenly begins to go the wrong way, it will close that trade out in profit without you having to lift a finger. You are opening up your phone and there's just extra money in it.
I'm more on My Mama than I used to be with the options. Them giving that feature actually attracted me more to them. When I needed to get into a trade without having to do the research or the homework, they were the people that I would rely on because options are actually hidden. You know, before it was just like, just sitting there watching. I've been in trades. Let's not talk about JPY.
I'm waiting for it to come back.
It's a part of the game. The fees will always be there. The only way you get away from that is becoming your own broker, which is good luck. You know, becoming a licensed broker is not a simple thing. I actually wanted to go try to open some type of business, get a loan, or I even tried to do Turo at one point in time. I don't know if you remember that.
Can you show? I'm going to show the audience what your Turo
is.
Like.
No
Just
problem.
this year, okay?
Yeah, that's no problem. Right.
So you took your trading money and started a business, Turo business.
No, actually, I used my credit to get the Turo business up and going.
Why not just use the money you have?
Tax benefits. I would never take my hard-earned money that I, worked for and put it into any other business. Actually, at the moment, I don't want to do the Turo business no more. It is a headache. I don't even want to do no Turo no more. To be honest, 20, 30 cars managing, dealing with customers, overhead, dealing with people breaking things and messing things up. Cars going missing, and the problems that come from business, which is not existent in our world, in the trading world. It takes a toll on you. And when I first did it, it was to literally get out of the struggle that I was in. $8,000, good credit. What do? Turo was an option. It was either Airbnb or Turo. Airbnb was kind of dying down at that time. So I went through the Turo route because I saw some friends that were using Turo, hosts on Turo that were making really good money.
So you leveraged your credit?
I leveraged my credit to get the Turo business going.
Personal credit?
I used my personal credit to beef up my business credit. And that's how I kind of established the Turo business that I have.
How much money should somebody be expecting to pay to get business funding?
If you could find a way to get it for less than 5 figures, you should do it. Because it's a very powerful thing to do. Most millionaires and billionaires you hear, they have the money, but they don't use their money. They use the credits. That is how you leverage your money and keep your money safe.
When you get a little bit older, don't go all in on anything. If you're going to start a business, use other people's capital.
That way, if anything happens, I have a backup plan. But if I take my $1 million and throw it in one basket and that basket get lost, then I just lost $1 million. Leveraging credit is the most important thing you could ever do in your life. You'll be able to walk in the bank and get 250, 6, 7, 8 figures easily and utilize your credit to get funding. Metaprivity taught me that I could use my personal credit to beef up my business credit to be able to get these vehicles and establish a business.
Now, I did not give the disclaimer that this is not financial advice. And if you need financial advice, please seek a licensed FA in your area, in your jurisdiction, one who's passed the Series 7 and is registered with the SEC. I haven't accomplished the former or the latter, nor am I a licensed financial advisor. But what I did do is reach out to Metaprivity, which anyone could do as either a business owner already or a prospective business owner, right? Someone looking to start a business. And let's just say hypothetically, you started a research company whose sole purpose was to provide data and analytics to customers who were interested in investment strategies. And by golly, don't you have a lot of data? You're investing, aren't you? Are you trading? So you would take all of your data, all of your history, or you would study the history of a currency pair or study the history of any one of the stocks, and you would provide that data to that customer. Now stay with me. So far, we're starting a company, or you already have a company that provides financial data to customers. But you're having trouble coming up with a name for this company. Head over to ChatGPT. Or if you don't pay for that service, head over to perplexity.ai. It's a free chatbot. You can ask questions to, like, please provide me with a list of potential names for a data and analytics company that rhymes with Apple, Snapple Analytics, Grapple Data, Maple Insights, Dapple Data, Trapple Tech, Chapel Charts, Sapple Analytics, Frapple Figures. You get the idea. How about names that rhyme with Target, SmartSet, ChartGet, HeartSet, PartNet, StartVet, Intelligence? You get the idea. Names that rhyme with love. Data Glove, InfoLove. I'm going to use number 11, TechHive. TechHive Data. Now, this doesn't have to be a tech company or a data or research company. You could start a Toro business like Busy did. I'm just throwing ideas at the wall so that you can see the big picture. But any business you come up with, I recommend you come up with something that requires more brains than it does brawn. In other words, work smarter, not harder. Voila, we just started a tech company that provides data and analytics to investors. We now have the name of a company. We've chosen a business structure. We want to start an LLC or a corporation that sells data. And we have unlimited products because, as you can see, I could pick a time frame, any time frame. I could have arbitrarily chosen any year and got history on any company and sold that data. Now that I've got that squared away, I'm going to reach out to MetaPrivny, who just so happens to have a relationship with a company who specializes in business funding. So when they ask me what kind of business am I starting, I'm starting a tech company. We provide data for people looking to invest in companies, or we provide data to people looking to buy a dog, data for people looking to purchase coffee from Africa. You can come up with anything to provide data for. But the material point is you need business funding. Now what you do with the money or the funding, which comes in the source of lines of credit, is on you. And let's say they give you $250,000, $250,000. And how you use it is on you. It's your business, it's your company. So long as you pay it back, you're in good shape. Now when I say you, I don't mean you personally. I mean TechHive. I mean the company. You and the company are two completely different entities now, according to the law. And if you couldn't pay it back, that business would go bankrupt. But they couldn't come after you personally or any of your personal effects, or your home or your paycheck or your car. They could only seize things registered in the name of the business. Side note, I am not a licensed bar attorney. Please don't mistake this information and entertainment for legal advice. It is not. Now let's just say a sector of my company, a part of my company, focuses on efficient investment strategies. And that leg of the company takes finances and invests it for the sole purpose of compiling fresh data to offer to future customers. So I got this $250,000 in the form of like credit cards, right? And this business funding company shows me ways to liquidate the credit into cold, hard cash that I then take and put in a trading account and invest it. And lo and behold, I get data. Maybe good data, maybe bad data, but I'm gonna get some data. Fresh data, new data for potential future customers. The investments that I made in this trading account from my business funding money ends up being wildly profitable. what am I going to do with these profits? Well, first, the principal, the original 250K, I just pay it back. Well, let's just say it was 10K. The original 10K, okay? I pay my credit card or my line of credit back. The profits, well, they go to my company. The data, that goes in inventory in case somebody wants to buy it. But now I reach out to this business funding resource and say, hey, I paid my cards off. I'd like to do another round. Only this time, they give me twice as much. Instead of 250K or instead of 10K, I get 20K, or instead of 250K, they give me $500,000. Do you see what's going on here? There's no limit to how many rounds of funding I get. And if I successfully pay off each round, they're gonna offer me more money and more money and more money. At some point, you don't necessarily need the money. You've made enough profit to compile more data to offer to potential customers. Or go and buy a Lamborghini. Choice is yours. Now, I'm not suggesting anybody go and do any of these things. But if anybody wants to get a hold of Meta Privny, this is how you do it.
Open up Gmail or whatever email account you have. Type this in. METTAPRVNI@METTAPRVNI.com. Here's what you're going to type in the subject. Business owner or prospective business owner. And then here's what you're going to type in the body, the message of that. I am a business owner, or I am a prospective business owner. You're looking to open up a business. You got a business plan or something, right? And I am interested in business funding. Cool. Hook me up. Don't put hook me up, but like, I'm interested in business funding. Please send me some information. That's all you got to do.
So how do I get rich? I borrow money and I buy assets with it. The poor person borrows money and buys liabilities like purses, cars, houses, and they get poorer and poorer and poorer.
Which I didn't know that on my own at that time. I used them to build my credit because growing up, I shitted on my credit. So
when you first start trading, you are going to run into the problem of understanding charts. And after the first week of study, this thing will make complete sense to you. It's really not that difficult. However, what to do and what to recognize takes some time. There's a learning curve, maybe a year or so. Look how many candlestick patterns there are. There are volumes of books dedicated to understanding candlestick patterns and breaking down charts. You're supposed to get to a point where not only do you recognize these patterns, but when you see them, knowing exactly what to do in real time needs to be reflexive. It can't be something you have to think about. It literally has to be a reflex if you intend to be a successful day trader. But ultimately, it works like this. If you predict the market is going up, meaning the price of the asset is going to go up, you want to cash out at the peak of this uptrend, which means you want to be able to predict when it's going to go the other way and when you're going to start losing profit. And vice versa. If you predict the market's going to go down, meaning the price is going to go down on that asset, you want to predict when the trend's going to switch on you and go back up so you don't lose that profit. And that's where the technical and fundamental analysis of charts comes into play. This is where your skills secure the profit you're taking home. Believe it or not, it's dumb easy to make profit. It's freaking easy. The hard part is keeping it. Will you lose profit? Will you trade emotionally?
Contrary to your sentiments about me and being an expert in this field, when I began my trading journey, I had no idea what a trail stop really was. And now that it has been introduced in a fashion that is making money, devoid of having to suffer the growing pains that a neophyte is supposed to go through before you can truly digest what these charts are telling you, a newbie A new person in trading is supposed to bump their head and lose their money. Now we have a tool that'll tell you when the momentum is shifting so that you can close out the trade, i.e. sell, when the profit is at its apex. Prior to this profit chart tool, we would lose profit, maybe even all of it, in the blink of an eye, because it happens fast.
Or you could skip all those problems and get this. Look at this chart. Look at this chart. This is it. It's telling you, buy, start profiting here, sell, get out right at the top, get the most profit. Now we're talking about options here. Buy just means get into the trade. You know what? Let's just jump into a real example. Right to alerts premium. Scroll down to the alert. Let's take this one that has a gold rectangle around it, which means it's already in profit. That's QQQ. Most of you on this channel know how to read this, but in case you don't, let's go over it. QQQ, what is it? It's a stock. A stock, what do you mean? Stock, like stock market. Look, Google, QQQ, there it is. Invesco, QQQ Trust, Series 1, NASDAQ. It's a mutual fund, an ETF. Woohoo, now we know. Now, let's get the stock option. Wait. Let's break this down first. QQQ. Now we know that's the stock or the name of the asset. All right. It says strike price, call. That's the greater than sign. 482.48. That's $482.48. So this is saying buy a call if the price goes above $482.48. Why does he say above? Because a call means the price is going to go higher, and a put means the price is going to go lower. So if the price reaches $482.49, then that means it's greater than $482.48. So that means this alert is triggered and I need to get in this trade. If it goes below, so it says put, that's the less than symbol, $478.46, then buy a put. So you're either buying a call or you're buying a put. That means if it went to $478.45, which is lower than $478.46, then I need to buy a put. Now, I'm going to want to do that as soon as I see the price go lower. Or if I'm buying a call, I'm going to want to do that as soon as I see the price go higher. You don't want to wait for it to get way above it, because we don't know how much higher or lower it's going to go. Whichever way is triggered, either a call or a put, when it goes in that direction, you want your trade to go in place right after. But how will I know the current price? Here's one way. Download Think or Swim in your app store. Log in and look on the left hand side. There it is, QQQ. Current trading price $496.34. If you don't find it there, hit the search button at the top right, the little magnifying glass, and search QQQ. And right beside QQQ, you will see option chain. Tap it. There it is, the current price. So you could just watch it. Now, if you're already lost in the sauce, lost in translation, do not worry. I'm going to include a complete 15-minute tutorial from their website right in this video, so you don't have to whoa, Freudian slip. So you don't have to click a link to watch the tutorial. It'll be included in this video. So stay tuned, stay right here. You're going to learn how to do this from start to finish, so you can hit the ground running. So I'm going to jump into this trade really fast, just so you can see how quickly you can get this done. So you don't need to understand what I'm doing now. You just need to see how little effort it takes to make money. Ready, set, go. I'm just going to do this based off of one contract. So let's change this to 1. Side note, when we did the GoPro trade and I showed you could get it for less than $8, the reason it was so cheap is because that contract expired the same day. I planned to get into that trade that day, get some money, and get out the same day. For those of you who are watching the clock, that trade took me 35 seconds to get into. And on QQQ, I'm up 4,620 or so bucks, but that did not take 35 seconds to happen. I got into that trade at 9:30 and the time is now 11:20 a.m., which means that trade's been going on for about an hour and 50 minutes. So it took me an hour and 50 minutes to accumulate $4,620, up close to $5,000 now in profit. I just want to make that clear. But it could definitely happen in 30 seconds, 10 seconds. You can make way more. Just for the sake of this example, it took me 2 hours to make this money. And I typically cannot do this working a regular 9 to 5. Even with my college degrees, they wouldn't make me this kind of money. Again, if you don't understand what I just did, do not worry. The step-by-step tutorial on how to get into these positions is coming later in the video. I just wanted to show you an example of what I do in real life when I get an alert. When it triggers either the call or the put, I jump in. There is a method to the way I'm breaking this down. I need you to understand the overarching concepts of what we're trying to do here. So then by the time you listen and watch that step-by-step tutorial, it's gonna hit different. It's gonna resonate different because you understand exactly what to do with that information, and you will feel like, damn, this video is like a rocket to profit. Now, the way we are trading options, you don't have to close your trade. It's going to be closed out automatically for you. You're done. You just get in and wait to see the money on the other side. That's it. Remember, the hardest part is keeping profit, not going into profit. As long as you go into profit, you are guaranteed to leave with profit. Using this method, I'm going to try to close the trade out when it's at its peak profit, instead of letting the trading strategy close it for me. I like charting on tradingview.com. It's a free account. Sign up. When you sign up, I recommend creating a password. I wouldn't advise anyone to just sign up through their email. I'm going to show you a neat trick to grabbing as much profit as possible. Now, this portion isn't even necessary. If you just want to enter the trade and let it close out on its own, by all means, you can do it that way. But some of us, we want that, especially when you're buying 200, 300 contracts at a time. Imagine 10 contracts is the profit from 1,000 shares. So what's 100 contracts? 10,000 shares. So missing 10% of 10,000 shares is missing 1,000 shares worth of profit. Imagine this. You're up $10,000 for the day. Okay, you got $10,000 in profit. If you let the trading strategy close the trade out for you on its own, you're going home with $7,500 worth of profit. That other $2,500 is what we're trying to grab by using the charts. And we're trying to get as much of it as we can. I just gotta be a bit braggadocious for a second. Excuse me, today is July 17th, 2024. I was the first to give you that unseen formula for Forex, right? Now I'm giving you an unseen formula for options. Free of charge, we are going to shake this economy up. It doesn't exist anywhere else. Thanks for rocking with Chris Unseen here at Choice, the channel for the chosen ones. You forgot you were chosen, huh? Hey, yo, we got to secure these profits. When you see these bars getting close to this line, that should indicate to you the price is getting closer to a trend reversal. When this line changes colors from red to green or green to red, that's a reversal. If you're in a position one way and it reverses another way, it's going to eat away at some of your profit. And at 25% loss of profit, the trading system will close the trade out automatically for you. So you get to take home 75%.
No, me can't accept that. Yes, you could. It's more than you take home in your paycheck after taxes.
But let's not forget, 90% of people who begin trading leave trading flat broke after 90 days. So let's get it. We need that strike price you bought in at. Use MetaTrader to check the price you bought in at for Forex trades. On the menu at the bottom, select trade. There it is, the Canadian dollar and the yen pair, CADJPY. I bought in at 116.68. I got like $4,700 in profit. Should I take the cash and run? I don't want to lose that profit if it reverses on me. Well, that's what the profit chart is for. Let's check it out. TradingView.com. I'm not using the TradingView app. I'm using it on the browser because the profit chart processes so much data that the app can't keep up. So you can only see your profit chart if you use your web browser like Google Chrome or Safari, Firefox, Internet Explorer, whatever you have. So TradingView.com, I hit the menu bar on the left-hand side. I select products, then super charts. Okay, we're in. Now it says Apple up here. I need to change that because I'm looking at my CADJPY trade. So just type that in, CADJPY. Now this is set to a 5-minute time frame, but I'm buying and holding this position for some time. So I need to zoom out and get a macro economic view, not a micro. I'll be in this trade for way longer than a day. If this was a day trade, I would use a 15-minute or a 5-minute time frame. So let's switch this up to the 1-day time frame. And as you can see, my profit chart is clearly telling me to continue to sell. It's not telling me to buy. Remember, I got in at 116.68 or no, 116.86. Wait, let me double check. Yep, 116.86. Now look, I predicted that it was going to go down, which is a sell position. And because I was right and the price went down, I'm being rewarded. I've already got an extra $1,000 in there. Before we checked, it was $4,700. Now it's at like $5,800 and some change. And it's still continuing to go down because my profit chart is showing me to stay in my sell position. If it were to switch to a buy position on the 1-day time frame, I may consider getting out, taking all my money, all my profit, and running. It is a common misconception that the market is either good or bad. If you can make money when the market goes up and you can make money when the market goes down, then the market is all good and good, baby. It's all good. Look, 116.8, that's where I got in at. All of this is profit. Now let me show you what a regular chart looks like. See, you don't get those pretty little buy here and sell here signals. You have to figure it out on your own. Now Mama compares their chart to the Bloomberg terminal, which is kind of dumb because the Bloomberg terminal is a whole nother beast. But the point they make is valid. You're going to pay over 20 grand a year for the Bloomberg terminal. And true enough, it does not give you a buy and sell signal on your chart. This chart is $6 a month. I think there's a $15 setup fee, like for them to install it on your TradingView account. This one in the middle has no monthly fee. It's a flat fee, but when the market changes, there's no update. You'll just have to buy a new chart. And that could happen month by month or even week by week. If you have the subscription, as the market's algorithm changes, the chart is updated in real time for Forex, for commodities, for stocks, for stock options, for futures, for everything. Yes, I said everything, including crypto. So if you trade any of the other stuff, this is it. Then we look at where it's at, peak profit. We subtract the price we bought in at, which was 211, from the top of the profit on the chart, which was 228. So 228 was our peak profit. We're going to subtract our buy-in from that, which was 211. That gives us 17. So it moved 17 points. Now keep in mind, the reason we're applying this options unseen formula is out of fear. Because we're scared. We are scared. We're starting to lose profit. Looking at this chart, it looks like it started to trade sideways and begin to dip down. And we want to close it out before our trail stop or our trading system closes it out automatically so that we can get more profit than the trading system is going to give us. Yeah, it's going to give us our 75%, which is more than we can take home in our paychecks. But if you could tell Uncle Sam, the tax man, yo, get your hand out of my pocket, wouldn't you tell him? So let's grab as much of this money as we can. Okay, remember, we're subtracting where we bought in at from where the profit is peaking at, and that gave us 17. That was step one. Step two, subtract our trail stop, which is 25%. All right, now we take this $4.25 and subtract it from our peak profit number, which was $2.28. This is step three, final step. Take that $4.25, subtract it from the peak profit, $2.28. Guess what you get? You get to find out where you need to exit this trade if you want to keep more than 75% of your profit. Look, let's drag this down to 223.79-ish. Look up here. We need to exit somewhere up here if we want to grab more money than our trading strategies automatic grab.
That's it, isn't it? You greedy fat prick.
For those of you who are looking for really cheap options plays, I'm going to give out a list of 5 and answer any questions you have. Just comment below the words, "I want in." I'm going to warn you now, though. I'm going to respond to my subscribers first, but I'll try and get to everybody in a reasonable amount of time. It's been fun. Oh, wait. The step-by-step tutorial. Here you go.
We have received overwhelming requests to start including day trading options on the Mama platform. Introducing Mama's Options Alerts, now available in the Forecasters section of your subscription package.
You might be asking yourself, why options alerts and not stock alerts? Options alerts allow you to profit from the stock market at a fraction of the cost. For example, Apple stock is currently trading at $194 a share. To own one share will cost you $194. If that one share moves up 6 points that day, that same share is now worth $200, which is a profit of $6. To recap, an investment of $194 earns you a $6 profit. But if you purchased one Apple stock options contract instead of a regular Apple stock share, the cost would be less than one share, $129. And the profit for the same exact 6-point move that day
means instead of making a $6 profit, you are making a $600 profit. That's an example of the power of Mama's Options Alerts. Now available in the Forecast section of your subscription plan.
To place an options trade, tap the wishlist icon in the menu bar at the bottom. For this example, we will be selecting Apple. If you do not see the trade you are looking for, tap the search icon, and in the search bar type in the desired ticker symbol. Once it populates, select it. Then in the center, select options. The numbers down the center are called strike prices. Think of them as the number you want to strike a deal at. The current price of an Apple share is $194, which is represented by this yellow dotted line. If you think the price of the stock will go up from $194 to $195, then we would place a call at the $195 strike price. If you think the price of the stock will go down, then you would place a put at a strike price less than $194. For this example, we will place a call because we believe the price of the stock will go up after considering this uptrend on the Apple chart.
Let's do a quick review of this last segment on what a call is and what a put is. This trade is being placed on the 2nd of June 2024, and it expires on the 7th of June 2024. This means that I have until the 7th of June to hit the price I predicted. Essentially, I have until the 7th of June to win the trade. I can change the expiration date of this trade by selecting this down arrow. I can push the expiration date out further, make it longer, or I can make it shorter. Longer contracts cost more money because they give you more time to hit your predicted price target. As your trade gets closer to expiring, its value diminishes, resulting in diminished profits. You can close the trade any time before it expires to take profits. If your trade goes in the wrong direction, you will be negative in the trade. It's important to use a stop loss to minimize losses. Yes, you can make a lot of money very fast. In minutes. Seconds even. But be sure to utilize a stop loss to minimize losses. This is a fun market. This is a lucrative market. This is a get-rich-quick style market. But be sure to move with caution. Call positions are placed when you believe the stock will go higher than the current price. Put positions are placed when you believe the stock will go lower than current price. The numbers down the middle are the available prices options, both higher prices and lower prices. We believe Apple will go higher than the current price of $194 to $195. So we tap the ask box in the same row of the price we think the stock will go to. If we thought it would go lower than the current price of $194 to $190 perhaps, we tap the ask box, it's the middle box in that same row.
So our prediction is the price is going up to 195, so if it goes even higher to 197 or beyond, it just means we make more money. Tap the box to the left of 195 and let's place this trade. Okay, this is the screen where we can customize how we want the trade to be placed. Here we can see the current price of the stock. It's at $194. We see it expires the 7th of June, 2024. We see that our prediction is that the price will go up to $195, and you can also see the letter C, letting us know this is a call position, indicating we predict the value of the stock will raise or go up. If we predicted the prices would fall, we would see a letter P for put here, indicating the price of the stock will go down. Now I'm going to set the quantity I want to buy. We began creating this tutorial Tuesday. It's now Thursday, the 6th of June, so the contract expires tomorrow, the 7th of June, which makes buying one contract cheaper. Remember, the price for one share of Apple stock is $194. We can now purchase one Apple stock option contract for about $59. What makes this so magical, so lucrative is one options contract represents 100 shares, so we get to profit like we own 100 shares of Apple stock. That's equivalent to owning $19,400 of Apple stock that we just snatched on sale for only $59. Yes, you are hearing me right. We are profiting like we own 100 shares of Apple stock that cost stockholders $19,000, but we only have to pay $59 to do it. This is the power of Mama's options alerts, now available in the forecast section of your subscription package. Our prediction is that the price of the stock will go up. But what if it goes the other way? If it did, we would lose money. As Abigail stated earlier, this truly is a fun and lucrative market, but we need to move with caution. To prevent myself from losing too much, I'm going to select the More option at the bottom left. Select Create Advanced Order. Then tap Add Order, and now tap that same new order we just added. Now we tap Limit, Trail Stop. We press this plus minus sign here and switch this to percentage. We are going to set this to negative 25%. And we will change this from day to GTC. And press Done. Now we see our order at the top, and our trail stop is intact. Let's press Review on the top right here. We see our order, we see our trail stop set at 25%. So if we lose more than 25%, this order will prevent us from incurring a bigger loss by closing to fill automatically. This will act as my protection against the market moving against me. Now pay close attention here. Max profit, infinite. For as long as the price continues to go in the direction we predicted, we enjoy the right to infinite profits, literally no limits. Beautiful. This all looks good. Now let's send this off. Now we can see our open position reflected here and that we were 100% right about Apple. This is the real market in real time. It went from $194 to $195 just as we predicted. We are already in profit. To close your position in profit, tap your position. You may see it listed like this. Simply tap it here and then close position. Now tap Review, then Send. For this tutorial, we demonstrated how inexpensive it is to turn a profit, so we based it on one contract, but it's very common for more seasoned traders to buy hundreds of contracts at a time. To get started, you'll need to download two apps, the Thinkorswim app. This is the app we used for this tutorial to place trades, and to cash out profits, you will need to link a funding source to a Schwab account. Okay, let's break down a forecast options alert together. As you can see, we have the ticker symbol name GME. So let's open up the Thinkorswim app and hop in this options trade from the forecast alert. Since we do not see it listed, we can search for it by tapping on the magnifying glass icon at the top right of your screen. There it is, GameStop. Okay, it's currently trading at $30.49. Our alert is telling us to place a call option if the trading price of the stock, in this case GME, is less than $29.14. The forecast is typically overkill on safety, and since the current price is only $1 above the forecast alert, we are going to proceed with the trade. Remember, a call means we think the price will increase. So if I had gotten into this trade just 1 hour earlier and placed a call option when it was less than $29.14, I would already be in profit. But that's okay. I'm going to jump in anyway and place the call option trade because the current price is so close to the forecast alert price. Today is the 10th of June, and this contract expires the 14th of June, 2024. That means this contract may be a bit pricey. If I want it cheaper, I would have to wait until the 12th or 13th of June to get it really cheap. Remember, the closer to expiration, the cheaper the options contract. Remember, this dashed yellow line, the at the money line, it represents the current price of the stock, which is $30.49. If you pick a price closest to this line, you have a better chance of hitting your strike price quicker, because the price of the stock doesn't have to move much. These plays are ideal for quick day trades, especially when the expiration date is the next day or the same day. If you do not hit your strike price before the contract expires, you will not win the trade. Keep that in mind. Yes, you make more money by predicting strike prices further away from the at the money line, but it is riskier when your contract will expire in a short while. Since I have 4 days until this contract expires, I am going to select the strike price of 33, which means I am predicting that the price of GME will go from $30 up to $33 before the contract expires in 4 days, because today is the 10th and it expires on the 14th. I'm very confident it will. But to be clear, the forecast alert said to place a call, which means the price is predicted to raise. It's up to you to decide what strike price you want to use and what expiration date you want to use. The forecast steers us toward profit by telling us to place a call or a put. In other words, the forecast is telling us the price will go up a call or the price will go down a put. It's up to each individual to control their greed. Do not get overconfident. There is absolutely nothing wrong with selecting a strike price right next to the at the money line. Besides, if you are a beginner, it's recommended. And the further it goes beyond your strike price, the more money you make anyway. You can wait it out if the trend is still moving in your direction. Be sure to watch your chart though. Think many small gains instead of a few large gains. Use your chart to assist you in exiting a trade. You can always increase your contract size to make more money. You can buy as many contracts as you want or you can afford. Remember, one contract allows you to profit from 100 shares, but 10 contracts allows you to profit from 1,000 shares. It's kinda crazy, huh? Be sure not to purchase an amount that exceeds more than 10% of your available balance. These options plays are fast-paced, profitable trades. Don't risk your whole purse. Think about multiple profitable gains all month long using proper risk management. The goal is to win consistently, not sporadically. So at the strike price row of 33, I'm tapping the ask box. On the same strike price row as 33. So we have the current price of $30.49. Our forecast alert triggered a call at $29.14, even though the current price of GME, which is the ticker symbol for the company GameStop. By the way, side note, this company is going to have a lot of alerts from Mama, and we are going to have a whole lot of opportunities to make money from this option this month. But anyway, even though the current price says $30.49, this number cannot change until the market opens. But as you can see to the right, the current bid and ask keeps rolling, and the price is at the exact price that triggers a call option from the forecast alert. See. So we are following the alert, and if I toggle over to the chart, we can see that price reflected pre-market, meaning before the market opens, right here on the chart, just like the alert instructs. So let's make some money. See, look, when I toggle over to news, what do you see? You see Apple News, just like in our previous trade earlier in this video, and you see GameStop News, Mama Knows Best. Okay, let's get back to our trade. This expires on the 14th of June, 2024, and I chose the 33 strike price. For quantity, meaning how many contracts do I want to buy, I'm hitting the minus sign to bring it down to 1. Now this time, one contract is more expensive than one share, but remember, One contract means we are buying the right to profit from 100 shares. And really, 100 shares of this stock at the current price is supposed to cost us over $3,000. Look at what we are getting this deal for, practically a tenth of the price. Now, if I wanted it even cheaper, I could wait until one day before the contract expires or the same day the contract expires on the 14th and buy the right to profit from 100 shares for pennies on a dollar. Keep in mind, you are not limited to one contract. You could buy 100 contracts and profit from 10,000 shares. But keep in mind, if it goes the other way on you, you begin to lose profit. That's where our trail stop comes in. It's our profit saver. Let's set that up for this trade. Tap the button on the bottom left-hand corner that says More. Then select Create Advanced Order. Tap the plus sign in the gray box that says Add Order. Then tap that same exact box again with the new order in it. It's set to Limit. We are going to change it to Trail Stop. Now select Day. We are changing that to GTC, which stands for Good Till Canceled. Then we are selecting Limit and changing that to Trail Stop. Then we are changing this to -25 and tapping this plus minus and changing this to %. Okay, select Done, then select Review at the top right-hand corner. Okay, this all looks right. We see our order, which is a call at the 33rd strike price. We see our trail stop set at 25% and our profit is infinite. Great. Okay, let's send this off. Now we see our green square for our order and a red square for our trail stop on the 33rd strike price. Beautiful. Now we can see our open positions here. As you can see, I'm up on my Apple trade from earlier, and now we can see my new GME position cooking. To close a trade, we simply tap on one of the open positions, then tap Close Position. Then we tap Review. Then we press Send to cash out. This is by far my favorite market to trade. Forex is my foundation. It's old faithful, but I gotta tell ya, there's nothing like this market. It's fun, it's fast. Yeah, gotta be smart. Trade safe. Don't crash. Cheers! Happy trading. Love, Mama.
To travel the world, pull out my phone, do my trades, and just travel the world and enjoy my life. Go see different things, go eat different foods, experience different cultures. That is freedom to me.